Imagination to Explore is the newest addition to Imagination Cruise Lines and the fifth book in the Raymond Waters Imagination series. The plan is for this book to be released in early January 2026. And I'm sure that you have many questions surrounding this brand new expedition cruise that you'll be able to explore within your mind's eyes, especially since the title is Imagination to Explore. First off, don't I already write about a cruise line? Yes, Imagination at Sea. It has some of my favorite explorations with regards to any other cruise line that exists because it brings out the aspects of what's great about the major cruise lines, but bringing the imagination twist to it. First off, you're on 5 of the largest cruise ships in the world, surpassing that of the size of the Royal Caribbean Icon class. But this time you're going to places within the United States, like Hawaii and Alaska, or one of the 3 private islands that are in Imagination at Sea. So Imagination to Explore is going to be very different from this. As you know, Imagination at Sea is based out of California, and if it was real, it would be its home port would be near Long Beach, California, where the Queen Mary is docked. So why New York City for Imagination to Explore? Well, the reality is, from day one when it came to Imagination, we always had our mind set on the East Coast. Initially, the flagship resort was going to be in Florida instead of New Mexico. So we always had our mind set on the East Coast. So the idea is to have a private home port for Imagination to Explore that will be from an entire island that will be built from the ground up to be able to bring the whole imagination flavor to New York City. In order to get there, you will have one of 2 options. The first option is Marker Metro, an idea of a series of privatized automated systems that will be able to move everyone from one place to another that will not be affiliated with the New York City subway or with the Port Authority Trans-Hudson or PATH trains, which are both unique systems on their own, but this time it will be more of a privatized system that will be able to link parts of New York and New Jersey that often doesn't see immediate rail connections to be able to get to the home port. And what's special about this that I'm officially announcing today is that this is actually based on a system that will officially replace the BRT system in our flagship resort. The BRT system will also be replaced with an automated metro that's similar to Marker Metro. The imaginary ferry will employ jobs, so that way you'll be able to enjoy a near cruise-like experience all the way to our home port, so that you'll be able to get on board some of these beautiful ships that we have. The quintuplet class is unique to Imagination at Sea, as well as the twin class and others. On the other hand, the cousin class will be a unique fleet of ships because of the fact that they are not as big as the quintuplet class. Why? Because expedition ships are normally not so big. In fact, these ships are only 150 meters long as opposed to the 400-meter length of the quintuplet class, because it will be designed to be able to accommodate for 100 passengers with new amenities to places that you may have heard of, like the Solomon Islands and others, but also to some 3 brand new unique places that will be exclusive to Imagination and to Explore. I will be honest though, when I said that most of the places are exclusive to Imagination to Explore, there is one place that may be open to other cruise lines if they wish to join, and that's Snowman's Land. Why? This time, it's all of Antarctica basically being an entire nation that will be open to tourists and more, while respecting the treaties that many countries have agreed on with regards to Antarctica. This time you'll be able to explore a series of towns and villages in this beautiful South Pole of a nation, to be able to go from one place to the next, meet up with some very unique individuals known as snowmen, where you ever seen a movie or something and you imagine what it would be like if snowmen came to life? Well, the pictures that you see is actually our idea of snowmen brought to life. If you notice that they have near orange-like noses, in a way it's almost like the carrot that you would normally have on snowmen. And they're a little bit chubby because of, that's how snowmen normally are. Alright, that's how the snowmen of Snowman's Land will be. Both they and their beautiful Queen Eva, who's also depicted here. You'll just be surrounded by nothing but just a warm, hospitable group that you'll come to love. Candy Store Key is another new place that you'll be able to explore, where this time it's an entire island that's basically made of candy. Why is that? Because it's ruled by the brother and sister of the Candime characters that you've been able to meet in Imagination for Nerds. You'll be able to explore a ton of new attractions, from a water park filled with soda, a place entirely made of chocolate, even an indoor ski-like area that will literally have snowing ice cream from ice cream trucks. You want to know how that'll be accomplished? Be prepared to read this book. And finally, you have the lost city of Atlantis brought to life. There have been no doubt many renditions of the lost city of Atlantis that's been depicted in science fiction and so much more. But no doubt when it comes to Atlantis or doing research for it, one would think of the Greek philosopher Plato. This rendition of Atlantis will have a lot of things that are based on Plato's writings, but also shows how it would have likely made some changes and adjustments over time, like how the people would be, how it would change over time compared to a lot of the mythology that they once believed to what has been scientifically proven now, and so much more. The royal family that was also introduced in Imagination for Nerds will also be mentioned here, as well as beautiful Atlanteans that is based off of a very interesting story about how they have come to be now. And of course, just like any book in the Imagination series, I need to have a sleepover available. The first one, of course, is the beautiful Sleepover Castle, which, as you can see, it's also going to be updated. For Imagination at Sea, you have Taylor Rose Gold, which has also been through some upgrades. But you also have, in Starship City, you have Neverleaf and Imagination in Space. And more recently, the Geek Palace, which was introduced in Imagination for Nerds. So why not live or enjoy vacation like royalty in the Royal House of Atlantis? A beautiful place that is set in the heart of the city, where you'll be able to enjoy much of the accommodations in a beautiful underwater palace, where there's water surrounding the palace so you don't have to swim from one place to the next. It's designed in a way that will give a near low profile appearance, but in a way that just stands out and will just mesmerize one to be able to enjoy all that there is to offer. And much like Imagination at Sea, we have our own home port that will give a full experience for all guests, and that will be from Imaginary Island. Now, I mentioned earlier that Imaginary Island would be located in New York City. Well, where exactly? Well, of course, there have been reports about about Rikers Island closing off as a correctional facility. Now, there are many ideas, of course, as to what Rikers Island should later become. And whatever one may decide on what it may become in the near future, it's completely up to them. I feel like it should not only become something that's beneficial for the local community, but also in a more whimsical style. So not only will we just have a few attractions that many will be able to enjoy for ones that choose not to take a cruise, but it will also have some recycling programs and so much more. And like all the places in Imagination, it will of course run on 100% renewable energy. All of the operations will be from Imagination to Explore's headquarters, which is the SS Optimistic. Basically the idea of a ocean liner turned office headquarters, which is something that is very unique in itself, but it's definitely going to be something that you'll be able to enjoy. Now, one thing I didn't mention about the 3 port of calls is that they also have accommodations on the islands themselves that you'll be able to stay in and enjoy as well. These will vary from hotels to motels to vacation rentals, from houses to apartments, and so much more that you'll be able to enjoy. And while this is the first time that we're introducing this into our cruise ship sector, I am pleased to announce that officially today on Amazon Kindle, we are adding resorts and hotels to our three private islands for Imagination at Sea, which includes Slumber Party Island, Grand Key West, and Summer Vacay, along with a series of new characters and attractions that you'll be able to enjoy. And just as there are separate forms of public transportation in and around the islands for Imagination to Explore, the same is coming towards the three islands for Imagination at Sea. No doubt, Imagination to Explore will definitely be an adventure unlike any other for your mind's eye, to be able to just imagine and see all the wonders and possibilities. So, if you haven't done so already, please click the link in the description to Amazon Kindle right now to be able to pre-order this book for 99 cents. Because in January, this will go up to $2.99 as usual. So no doubt you'll want to pre-order this. You'll want to get in on the experience and just be ready to explore.